Hi, my name's Steve Morn, and in this short video I'm going to take you through some of the new features in AlignMix 2018. So let's get going. The first feature I'm going to show you is how to export the map so that it can be consumed by Google My Maps and in fact any other service that can import a KML or KMZ file. So here I have a demo, and if I go to File and then export, I have export KML file. And once you select that, you go through an expert where you can select what you want to export and how you want to export it. So let's do territory boundaries, and let's do accounts and sales reps. So how would I like to export the accounts? Well, all accounts will just export everything as one map, only visible territories, they're all visible. Territories grouped by district, I'm going to do that, or you can do one by one, each territory one by one. So accounts, only visible accounts to territories included in the export, yes, that's correct. Sales reps, only sales reps assigned to territories included in the export, okay. Then you can select which data you'd like to include. So one of the nice things is when you click the map, even in Google or Google My Maps, you can actually see the data, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to show, yes, all of those. Yep, that looks good. And here we have some options. So the opacity of the map in Google My Maps, you can set that. Coordinate accuracy, so this is just 3 decimal places, which is sufficient. Border width 2. I would recommend that you export as KMZ. So Google My Maps has a limitation of 5 megabytes per upload. So KMZ is simply a KML file that has been zipped, and the extension changed to KMZ instead of just zip. So there's really no downside in having a KMZ file. Generalized shapes, what that does is if it sees a straight line with say multiple points on, it just generalizes it to a straight line. So that can save a bit of space as well. Let's hit next. Now it's asking for a folder. I'm going to put it on say my desktop. Yeah, desktop. Create a folder on the desktop. Call it Demo 2018. Okay, and that's it exported. I should also say you can export an individual territory as well, so let's just show you how to do that. Let's just pick a territory. Here's the Greensboro territory. If you right click, you can now export, and you can export to KML or Excel. That was another feature that was requested by quite a few people, to be able to export the data behind a territory by right clicking. So that's a new feature. I'm going to click KML. This is desktop. I'm going to hit save. Okay, so if I now have a look at my desktop, I've got this folder, and it's actually zipped up all the files, and it has the individual. This is the individual territory file that I exported. So let's have a look at Florida. And you can see that it's got A's, B's, C's, D's, so those are the accounts. It's got the sales rep and it's got the territories. So I'm actually going to just unzip all of those. There we have them. And now I'm going to move over to Google My Maps to import it. I've now got the browser open, and I'm at Google, and I'm going to search for My Maps. And this is the one I want. Google about My Maps. Click this, and hopefully you have a Google account. If not, it's pretty easy and free to create one. And everybody that has a Google account can access this service. So I'm going to hit get started. Now I've created 2 maps already, but I'm going to show you how to create one from scratch. So it's really easy. Create a new map. and then import, and then it says drag KML file, and a KMZ file also works. So I'm going to drag the territories from Florida. It whirs around a little. And then you can see that's the territories for the Florida district. How cool is that? And it also, notice the colors are the same as in AlignMix. So that's great. I'm going to add a layer, and I'm going to first of all add where the sales reps live. A simple layer. So now we can see exactly where the reps are. That's cool. And let's add one more layer. And that is where the A accounts are. Okay, so now we can see where A accounts are. And you can, of course, import all the other accounts as well and see where they are. So pretty cool. Now you can customize this. I can't give a full tutorial on Google My Maps, but it is pretty easy. Let me have a look at the territories, say. And individual styles, no label, so we can put on, say, the name. So that would be the name of the territory. So 160, 156. Now, one of the slight quirks of this is for every polygon, so this is a separate polygon, it puts a 156 or whatever label you have there. But notice that if you do click, you can see a full breakdown of all the data that was exported from AlignMix into Google My Maps, which is pretty cool. So hopefully that's a pretty powerful feature. The other thing you can do is share. So give it a title. I'm going to call it Florida. And then you can say, this is private at the moment, so I can say public on the web. So I could potentially embed this in a web page if you want to say show clients where the territories are. I'm going to say anybody with a link, and I'm going to say save. So this is the link now, and if you were to give this link to anybody, let's start a new incognito window. So if you gave this link to anybody, this is what they would see. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. Okay, so that is the export to KML feature. There are lots of different variations, so you can export individual territories. Oh, I should show you the individual territory. Let me do that. Let me go back. Let's import it in as a new layer here. Add layer. Import. So if you remember, I imported the Greensboro territory. I imported it exported it as one file, and that's exactly how it comes over. Everything is absorbed or is integrated into that one file. So you can see all the accounts, you can see the data. You can see everything. So what you could do, and I think what a lot of clients will do, is to export the territories as single files, send them to the reps, and then let them play around in Google My Maps to actually visualize them. So that would certainly be one reasonable workflow. So that hopefully gives you some idea. Please do play around with all the new features and the different ways that you can work with KML and KMZ files, and let me know. Now we'll move on to the filter feature. So now I'm back in AlignMix, and I'm going to show you this filter by static layer feature. I'm going to go to export and select the filter data by static layer, and I'm going to select US counties. So you can do it by any static layer, and the style is going to be Cosmix Orange. So what this does is it creates a filter, and it summarizes the data at the level that you pick. And it does this based on the center of the zip code and the location of the account. So let me just explain when you see the actual report. So here we have all the zip codes, and it's telling you exactly which US county they are mapped to. So that can be useful. And then also US counties. So here we have all of the US counties, and it now tells you how many accounts, A, B, C, D, unassigned, how many, and then it's got the data that's actually at the zip code level. No, this will be the account level, but if it was at the zip code level, it would also summarize it. So how many calls, sales, and potential. Those are the three things that we have at the in the alignment. It's now summarizing those at the county level. So that's quite an important feature, and it can work with any static layers at all. So quite powerful. Okay, hope you enjoy these features, and let me know if you find any bugs or if you have any comments or suggestions. Thanks.